Well, folks, that was not the most prolific stop at a Goodwill, but it was a very profitable stop at a Goodwill. As we pulled in there, I saw one of my favorite pickers leaving. When I got in there, I saw another picker checking out, had some really nice Adidas collab type shoes, Ivy Park, I think they're called. Anyway, and then while I was doing my shopping, another really good picker showed up and we shot the breeze for a little while. And there was also another picker in there, but they pick primarily for just their own self. And they're viewers here. So if you see this, hi, I didn't get you on camera, but thanks for talking to me every time I see you. Appreciate you. So what we did end up buying were the 2 pair of Hokas. We got 1 pair of running shoes. I saw comps for these in the $40 to $75 range. We paid $10 for them. Not bad. Now these On Cloud hiking boots are a different story. These are in top-notch condition. They still have the little plastic thing on the insoles, but they're very, very dusty down deep in these holes in the soles, the cushioning, whatever it is. So we're gonna have to get these cleaned up pretty good, which is not that big a deal. And then last but not least, we did buy the Mayan, Aztec, whatever it is, death whistle. I've heard these things before and they are blood-curdlingly scary, especially if it's dark and you're in the woods or anything. Unfortunately, this one doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't work. I don't know if there's supposed to be a reed in there or if there's a special way you hold it. It does make a pretty scary sound if you hold it just right, but it's not the blood-curdling scream that it's supposed to sound like. And I'll give it a little blow, so don't expect much. It just sounds like wind going through it, but that's supposed to be a high-pitched scream, blood-curdlingly. But this one, like I said, for whatever reason it doesn't work. I'm going to research it a little more. If nothing else, it's a really cool decorative item, and we'll at least get our $4 back out of it. Maybe even 8 to 12 for it. But there you go. That's what we got. And I want to thank you all for coming along with me on my little treasure hunts. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope to see you in a future one. So y'all come back now. You hear? Howdy. Good morning. My name's Rob and you are watching Junk Monkey Treasures. I'm an old treasure hunter, a picker. It doesn't matter to me if I'm panning gold in the Rogue River here in Oregon or digging sunstones out in the plush desert. Or going to thrift stores and finding things that are underpriced that I can resell online for a profit, or better yet, add to my personal collection. Yesterday we went in and we didn't find a whole lot, but what we found was really good. We found a couple of pair of On Cloud shoes that are going to be very profitable. And today we only have one thing going out, VHS. I keep telling you guys, if nothing else sells for me, VHS will. Funny thing about this one, right before it sold, I saw a Facebook thing pop up about Rockadoodle. And I'm like, hey, I got a copy of that on VHS. Cha-ching! Let me go see what that was. Lo and behold, it was my copy of Rockadoodle on VHS. So that'll go out of here today, here in a bit. And when we take this to the post office, we will do a very quick run through the Goodwill. The reason I say that is because today I've got a lot of chores to do, including cleaning shoes. I started looking this morning and I have 16 pairs of shoes that I need to get cleaned and dried so I can get them listed. We're only going to do 9 or 10 of the pair because the rest of them are leather and I have a different cleaning method for those. But we've got 3 pairs of On Clouds. We've got 1 pair of Ferrari driving shoes made by Puma, not super expensive or anything, and a bunch of run-of-the-mill resellable shoes like Hokas and Nikes. So I might set all of that up outside. It's a nice sunny day. and I'll bring the camera with me and show my setup on how I clean shoes to you. And then again, like I said, we'll get ready to go to the post office, and we'll duck into the Goodwill and see if we can't find some more treasure. So like and subscribe, come along for the ride, and I'll see you in just a little bit. All right, right back at it. Let's see, where were we? We got one tank we're going to use for washing, one tank we're going to use for rinsing. We've got the bucket of shoe trees over there, and we have an assortment of cleaning brushes. These are brushes that I get off of Amazon. If you just look up gun cleaning brushes, you will find these. They come in 3 different styles. There's also a little wire bristled one. They come in different hardness. This is the soft one. This is the very stiff one. You may need suede brushes. I've got a variety of suede brushes. This is an eraser that you can use to get little bits and pieces of stuff out of suede. Here's another suede brush. This is good for cleaning like the welt of a shoe. And there's another eraser, and you got little scrapers there. This is also a suede brush. It is a metal bristle. It's bronze bristle, not brass, bronze. And it will not hurt your leather, your suede leather, that is. It's really also good for cleaning midsoles. It's just a general purpose short bristled brush. And I've got another toothbrush style one that has like a scraper on the end of it. We have a little jeweler's file that's kind of messed up. I use the tip of it for digging stuff out of the tread of the shoes. And we also have a magic eraser. This is something else that I get on Amazon. It's the generic version of it. You get like 50 of them for 20 bucks or something. They're really cheap. Got us a little towel for wiping things down. We're going to use Dawn dish detergent for our cleaning. We also have a spray bottle with some Windex, a spray bottle with some denatured alcohol, and we got some Goo Gone in case we run into something sticky. So there we go. That's everything I use, and I'll set the camera up and give you a look at how I go about doing this. I'll show you real quick. You can see how dingy the midsole is on this pair of shoes. This is a pair of Avias, by the way. They are not really all that good for resale, but these were bought from my wife, and she doesn't like them, so we're going to clean them up, throw them online, 15-20 bucks, and at least get our money back out of them. All right, let me set the tripod up, and we'll get to scrubbing on these shoes. All right, folks, we got everything set up, ready to go. We're going to get it some soap in our water. Use a little more than you think. Get that mixed in. Now, if I'm having to do a really hard re-cleaning of a shoe or cleaning of a shoe, I'll take the shoelaces out. We're not going to do that this time. We're just going to tuck them in. Some shoes have this little extra eyelet. This is for runners when they need to get extra tight shoe tied on there. And that hole is very, very tight. We're not going to use those this time. That'll come into play when we list shoes. Tuck those in. But let's get to cleaning. I showed you how grungy this midsole is. So what we're going to do, we've also got some stuff in the tread. Around to show you that. Got some stuff in the tread right here in this area. We just take this little sharp pointed jeweler's file. We're going to go in here and we're going to scrape that stuff out of there. Not going to hurt the shoe really. A little on the midsole. This looks like tree sap or something. Anyway, it comes right off of there. We're going to make sure we got all the little bits and pieces of gravel and coarse sand and anything like that scraped out of there. We're going to take our GP brush, general purpose short bristle brush. We're going to come in here and just go ahead and do our clean these out real good on that tread. One thing I tell people is don't buy shoes that need a ton of cleaning. The dirtier they are, the harder it is, and the more elbow grease you're going to put in it to get them clean. Don't list dirty shoes. You're just asking for a negative feedback. What few people I know do it, and they're constantly getting people saying, I'll pay you for them, but you better clean them before you send them to me. And the reality is, when you're anything apparel, clothing or shoes, are supposed to be clean when you list them. That's the rules on eBay. You can't just list dirty stuff on eBay. And it's just good business practice. We're going to go ahead and any loose dirt and stuff, we're going to scrub that off of there. Give the shoe a general scrubbing. And I want to show you something. You just saw me scrub that with a brush, and that is still dirty. Watch this. Get our magic eraser, get it wet, and I'm gonna come around so I can show you. Oh, the sunlight's, we don't have good light, but anyway. That grunge is gone. Just that easy. I'm gonna bring you over into some light. There we go. And I'm gonna show you a before and after. I'm gonna grab the other shoe right after I rinse the soap suds off of this one and show you the difference just that little bit of cleaning does. All right, here's what they look like before. You can see these are not all that bad, but you can absolutely see the dirt that's kind of ground in, especially right up there near the toe. Look at this one, pure white. So it doesn't take much with that magic eraser to get the job done. We're gonna set that to the side. We're gonna get this other one done. Start with our little file, dig out the gunk that's in the tread. A little piece of gravel. Use our brush to clean that out. Now my rinse water is going to get pretty soapy pretty quick. Got a water hose right over there. I'll give them another good rinse with running water before I set them out in the sun to dry. Now this is fall. The sun is nowhere near as intense as it was a month ago. If it's scalding hot, middle of summer, don't set these shoes directly in the intense summer sun to dry. You can actually damage them. Especially Crocs. Don't ever set Crocs in the sun when they're wet. Don't ever leave them in the sun any time. They can actually change shape and size. Go over the uppers briefly just to get any surface dirt. Go over the midsoles. The trick with this, don't grind these little cellulose magic eraser sponges into them. You just break them up. Just firmly, not too hard, but firmly. Gently, but firmly. Just let them do the work. Get them rinsed out. Tons better. Now we're going to get the shoe trees in them. When they're wet, if you let them, you put that in the sun to dry just like that, they're going to dry in a funny shape. So get you some shoe trees. I've probably got 100 pair of shoe trees, different shapes and sizes and configurations. But that shoe tree will hold the shoe's shape as it dries and make it look almost new. I think I saw a spot. Yep, I saw a spot on this other pair that I missed. A little bit of tree sap. Yep. Rinse that. To adjust these. Some shoe trees are adjustable, others not. Great idea is to use these when you're taking pictures of them also to help fill out the shoe so it doesn't look bad in the pictures. But there you go, that's how I clean shoes. Now I've got 15 more pair to do. When we get done with that, I'm gonna run you guys into town. We're gonna go by the post office, drop off that one package that we've got going out of here so far. Hopefully we get some more sales in. And then I'll get you into the Goodwill and we'll search for some treasure. And just like that, we are in. There's a fresh cart. I grabbed this cute little dog figurine, hand-blown, handmade glass figurine, wine glass for 79 cents. That's a no-brainer. There is a studio art pottery fish, which is signed, so we'll look him up. But look at this. Those are awesome, and they are old. Let's see how much they want for them. $7. Yes, sir. Those are going home with the junk monkey. There's a donkey in a cart. That looks hobbyist. And I wish hobbyist stuff would come into fashion. I find so much of it that's just neat. It's colorful, it's decorative. What more could you ask for? Somebody had a lot of fun making that. I'm old enough to remember where every small to medium-sized town had a ceramics studio in it where you could go and make things like that. It used to be a big thing for people to go and do. Not so much anymore. The internet gives people plenty to do without ever leaving the comfort of their home. These little cat motifs are pretty common. That goes inside a teapot. Ooh, look at this turtle. Any damage? Lord, that thing is loud. Don't think it's signed. It's very neat. We're gonna put it in the cart and think about it. And I hope those of you wearing ear headphones are not now deaf and cursing at me. All right, folks, I'll bring you back in when I find something and they stop moving these empty carts around right beside me. We got out of the crowd and it quieted down a little bit. There is that glass? Yes, that is black glass or probably black amethyst. See if we can catch a little light through the edge of it. Feels very lightweight too, so I think we'll put that back. If it was a pair, I might consider picking it up. We've looked at that little Mexican bowl and that Australian teapot before. There's a neat looking pot. Is it supposed to have a lid? No, I don't think so. It's redware, but it's not signed. I think we'll leave that here for now. I'm getting a little bit picky on what I pick up. Making these videos for you guys is a lot of fun, but it takes me a lot of time. In fact, I didn't even finish cleaning all of those shoes I showed you this morning. I left the two worst pair undone, but I got the rest of them cleaned, and I run out of time. I had to get that package to the post office. So we stopped too short of our goal on getting all those shoes cleaned so we could run to the post office. And since I don't ever like doing just one thing when I leave the house, we went ahead and came to the thrift store. And so far we're doing pretty good. I'm going to show you this turtle I picked. Oh, I did show it to you. I went over to the wine glasses to see if there were any more of those lamp-worked handmade figurine glasses, but there's not. It's just the one. And for 79 cents, we will certainly take it and be happy. Let's see what's on this one.
There's a couple of those figurines. We'll leave those here. I'm not sure what these are supposed to be, but they are extremely heavy. I'm sure they're bookends of some kind. But $8 each. Oh, they're new. Target or something. I like checking the end caps first, because anything they think is nice and they're getting a little better at picking out the nice stuff, they put on the end caps. Alright. The Scooter Brigade is here, and half of them still like me. The other half I think is indifferent. Now, one more. Okay, folks, I'm not seeing a whole lot on the end caps. I will bring you guys back in when we find something else. All right, we've made a couple of trips around the store. Over in the shoes, we found another decent pair of shoes. In fact, when I was looking them up, I found the perfect listing for them that had already sold at the high end of the market. And those were not as nice as these. So I went ahead and hit sold similar, so I've already got a draft for these. I just got to get them home, wipe the bottoms off a little bit, and get them listed. So that's a good thing. I'm bringing in because I wanted to show you guys these owl figurines. They are vintage, and a lot of people think these are stone, and they kind of are in a way. What it is it's a white stone that it's been reconstituted. So they take all the dust and the grit from where they're carving this type of stone, or they just take the stone and grind it up, bleach it out, mix it with something, and they pour it into a mold to get these figurines and shapes. The problem with it is whatever they're mixing in it to get it to stay together is water soluble. So if these got dirty and you tried to wash them, they would start falling apart. And you can generally tell what that is because it's bright white, but it'll have these little bitty sparkles in it. I don't know if I get that to show up on the camera, but when you run across it, you know what it is. They're heavy for their size, so you think they're stone. They're bright white, and they got that little bit of sparkle in them here and there. If you like them, that's fine. Just don't ever try to wash them. All right, so we have put the sea turtle bowl back. Apparently, he was sold at Pier 1, and his name is Speedy the Sea Turtle. And there's listings all over the place, from $60 all the way down to like $11. So I think we're going to leave Speedy here. I'm sure somebody will give him a good home. All right, folks, I'm going to hang out for a little while, see if they bring me a new card out. And meanwhile, I'll look around, see if there's anything I missed. If I find something, I'll bring you in. If not, we'll wait on a cart for a little while, or I'll see you back at the shop. This guy is awesome. I love him. Oh, he's just completely round. He's been living his best life. Got his sombrero kicked back and his handlebar mustache. That might be why I like him so much. But he is just too cool for school. I'm probably going to leave him at $4.49, but if he is still here when orange tags go at half off or 75% off, I'm going to buy him and put him on a shelf at the house. He's just too freaking cool. Well, folks, I thought I found a good one. It's something that's been kind of on my list to keep an eye out for, and it's called cabbageware. Look it up on eBay. It sells for good money. Unfortunately, this one has some chipping, and it's Holland mold, so we know it's well, it's hobbyist piece, and they signed it BB. But apparently, cabbageware is very collectible right now. It's just a shame it's got that big chip on it and another little one. Thought I'd found a good piece. I've kind of been anxious. I only recently found out about it within the last month or two. And I could swear before I found out about it, I saw it every day in here, but I've looked for it every day in here, and that's the first piece I found since I learned about it. That's how it goes a lot of times. Did that ever happen to you? There's something you see all the time, and then somebody educates you about it. You go looking for it, and you can't find it anymore. It seems to happen to me a lot. But then when I do find it, it seems like I find a lot of it. Let's see, is that Fiesta Ware Home Design? Tuxton, made in China. Fiesta Ware is one of those things that really the market took a nosedive. And that's a shame because I really like it. It used to make me mad every time I'd sell a piece because I wouldn't get to keep it. Now I can't afford to pick it up because they've got it overpriced in these places. They still have it priced up like it's a hot commodity. Same with Starbucks mugs and the Fiesta Ware mugs. They just don't bring the money they used to. Guess what I just walked by? In case you heard that in the background. Sorry. This is the first time I've had the electronics aisle to myself. So we'll go through here fairly slow and see if there's anything worth looking at. Portable printer, Casio. Oh, it's a adding machine. I love finding little electronic doodads. I don't even know what they are, and looking them up. Sometimes I get good money. That's Apple. Sometimes this old Apple stuff is worth it, but I don't think this one is. I've looked these up before, and I have no way to test it. And a lot of times those things are registered to a single user, and it's hard to unlock them and reset them. Or at least it is for me, but then again, I am a technologically retarded person. Me and technology just don't get along all that well. All right, folks, I'll bring you back in if I find anything.
Well, folks, that was actually a pretty good trip to the Goodwill. Nothing out of the world expensive was found. No super rare treasures that we can make a ton of money on, but we found some decent stuff. Now, while I was in there, one of the cashiers there who watches my videos let me know that they had a sale going on for anybody who has a rewards account with them, a rewards card. And I do have one. So instead of getting my normal 10% off for being a veteran or 55 plus, I got 20% off. All I had to do was buy one seasonal item, holiday item, with a white ticket on it. I found a 79-cent plastic cup with an orange skeletal hand holding it. So to get 20% off instead of 10% off. So let me show you what I did find. I found a carburetor rebuild kit. It's a genuine Motorcraft Ford carburetor tune-up kit for a late 50s truck with a 292 engine in it. I still have to inventory all the parts and pieces in here. I took a quick look, and being an old shade tree mechanic myself, it looked like most of everything was in here. I'm pretty sure it'll all be in here. Even if not, there are none available anywhere. I happen to know that mid-50s to mid-60s Ford trucks are super hot. And I also know that in today's hot rodding or car culture or old truck guy stuff, it's becoming more and more popular to keep the old original engines in them than it is to yank them out and throw new modern engines in them, which has been the norm for the last 20 plus years. So this might be something good. We're going to throw it online after we do the inventory, see if we can't, we're going to put it at 50 bucks, turn on offers and see what happens. More easily found carburetor kits are selling around 30, but this being the only one, we're going to price it up and just see what happens. So there's that. We also picked up a couple of VHS clamshells. These are Disney movies, and I picked these up specifically because the clamshell itself, themselves were in great condition. We can put one of our Black Diamond movies in here and change out the insert. So 20 cents minus 20%, what is that, 4 cents? We got like 16 cents in these two clamshells. We picked up another pair of shoes that are in excellent condition. These are Brooks Adrenaline GTS 22s, and they are in fantastic condition. Just a light clean of the bottom, and they are ready to list. I cleaned multiple pairs of shoes today. They are still drying. Some of them are dry enough to list, but I'm gonna wait till they're all dry and just get in shoe listing mode and go through and list them all in one fell swoop. When I get started on a project like that and I don't get interrupted, I can just work and get through all of it. But if I do a little here and a little there, sometimes it just gets pushed to the back burner and we forget to finish it. So we'll just do all the shoes at one time. We also found this cute little handmade glass figurine stemmed wine glass. It's got a cute little dog with a rhinestone studded collar on him. This will do great in one of my upcoming live sales. We only paid 79 cents minus 20%. All the prices I'm going to tell you are going to be minus 20% now that I've already told you all the prices. We also picked up this set of bookends. They are vintage, black poodle with gold trim bookends. These are mid-century, most likely made in Japan, but they could be made in USA. I have found comps for these anywhere in the, nope, they're marked Japan on the inside, right there, on both of them. Anyway, I saw comps for these in the $40 range, a few less, but they were in pretty rough shape. These are in excellent condition. Got a little bit of dust on them, easily cleaned off. We'll put them in one of our live sales. We'll start the bidding probably 20 bucks and see where they go. If they don't get sold on a live auction, we'll list them online and just wait for the right buyer to come along. So there you go. That's what we found today. Some pretty nice treasures. Found some antique with the carburetor stuff. We found some vintage with the bookends, and we found something just really cool. So I'd say that was a pretty good day. Listen, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming with me on my little treasure hunting adventures. It means the world to me that you take time out of your day to watch little old me. And I hope to see you in a future one. So y'all come back now. You hear?